Resolve to earn your degree in the new year in the Bay with WGU. With courses available online 24/7 and monthly start dates, WGU offers maximum flexibility so you can focus on your future. Learn more at wgu.edu.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to What's Love Got to Do with It? Oh, sorry. I've got to do that again. What's Love Got to Do with It? It's Hannah Conda, and welcome back to another episode of What's Love Got to Do with It. If you're wondering why I was doing cat noises at the start, it's because I am dressed like a cat. Why? Because I've got to film some stuff as a cat. So, this is my life. This is the life of a drag queen. Sometimes they say, be just a glamorous woman, be Liza Minnelli. And then sometimes they say, what about a cat? And I say, sure, whatever you need, whatever pays the bills. That's what it's always been my motto. Whatever pays the bills, I'll do. You want a Marilyn Monroe impersonator? Yep, that's me. That's me. I'll do it. Because why? I'm a woman on the game. I'm a working lady. But I hope you're having a fabulous week. And I'm going to make your week better because I have an absolutely gorgeous guest. It is BarbieQ from Perth, Western Australia. She is one of the people in my life that really molded me to where I am. And Barbie and I, we really talk a lot of things. Perth, we have a beautiful conversation about preemptive loss, which is absolutely fascinating because I think when I say preemptive loss, thinking about the things you potentially could lose in your life to make you value the things that you have right now. And it's a fascinating conversation. And I really enjoyed it. And I cannot wait for you to hear it. She offers some really sound advice about being a business human and business acumen. So, you're going to take away a lot of lessons in this episode. And I don't want to waste any more time. So, without further ado, after this break, we are going to welcome the incredible BarbieQ. We'll see you after this. This episode of What's Lost Got to Do with It is proudly brought to you by our beautiful sponsors at BetterHelp. All right, my beautiful friends, let's talk numbers. I don't usually talk numbers because I'm a drag queen and drag queens and numbers don't usually go together. But when it comes to therapy, we need to crunch those numbers. Traditional in-person therapy can cost anywhere from $100 to $250 per session. Crazy. And it adds up so fast. But with BetterHelp online therapy, you can save on average up to 50% per session. Oh, anything for a saving these days. I tell you what. With BetterHelp, you pay a flat fee for weekly sessions, saving you big time on cost and on time. Therapy needs to feel accessible and needs to be accessible. It is not like a luxury. It is something that should be there for all of us when we get into difficult times. So with online therapy, you get quality care at a price that makes sense and can help you with anything from anxiety to everyday stress. Your mental health is worth it, and it is so important that you put in that time. And now it's all within reach with BetterHelp. I am an advocate for therapy, and especially doing this podcast where we talk about such deep things. Sometimes the mental strain can be quite difficult, but being able to talk it out with my therapist always, always, always helps me and sort of relieves the stresses of our day-to-day life. And I feel clearer and feel happier and get to go through life being as gay and as fabulous as I can. And I want that for you. So, with 3,000... Cut that. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, serving over 5 million people globally. It's convenient too, and you can join a session with just the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life. Plus, you can switch therapists at any time, which is amazing. So if one therapist doesn't fit, feel free to swap and find the right fit, because that is also incredibly important, that you have a therapist that works for you. So, my listeners of What's Lost Got to Do with It, your mental health journey can start now. So visit betterhelp.com/what's today to get 10% off your first month. That is better, H-E-L-P, betterhelp.com/what's, and you can get 10% off your first month with BetterHelp. Your mental health and your well-being is so worth it, my beautiful friends. So go and visit our beautiful friends at BetterHelp and get your therapy journey on the way. We love you and thank you, BetterHelp. Welcome back to What's Lost Got to Do With It. I am so excited to welcome to the pod the lady that, really did kickstart my drag journey and one of my bestest friends in the whole entire world. And I'm just honored to have her here. And it is none other than BarbieQ.
I was not ready for you to be dressed as a cat. I wasn't.
Does it shock you about my pussy being on display?
The closest I've been to one since '97. So yeah, it was pretty good.
Is this a pussy you'd like to pat?
You know what? You look very delicate. I feel like you'd feel lovely.
Yeah, I feel like a bit of a koala as well, though, to be honest.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
And I've got the chlamydia, so
Oh, why not? You got. I feel like you have to have it once at least in your life, right?
Oh, babes, it racks up really. Can't get it your 10th time. Do you get it free?
Oh, why not? They should have a coupon check for some people.
BarbieQ, welcome to What's Lost Got to Do With It.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so thrilled. I was thinking about who I wanted to have on the show, and then I was like, you and Ruby were the two pivotal people in my drag journey and like really started me off back in Perth. And so for those of you who don't know, Barbie is from Perth in Western Australia, where I grew up, and was and still sometimes is my boss when I go back to visit.
Yeah.
But tell people about you, Barbie.
Yes, obviously we love it every time you do come back. It's always such a riot.
We do have a good time.
We do have a good time. God, we talk some bullshit, but I love it. That's the one thing I love about you. Like, obviously, I've worked with a lot of the girls from the show over time. Yeah. And there's just so many times where I'm just like, you have that moment sometimes where you're like, oh, sometimes you shouldn't meet your idols.
I get you.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate because it has happened recently too, but we won't talk about that on here. But yeah. But yeah, obviously I've been doing drag literally like in a few months for 27 years, August 16.
No.
Yeah,
Jesus
27 years.
Christ.
But performing for probably 35 because I was a child performer as well, dancing growing up.
Child star. Hasn't gone to your head though.
The local theatre. And yeah, so I run Connections Nightclub, obviously, which is celebrating 50 years this year for the birthday, which obviously you've been a major part of the building as well. So obviously it's a huge thing for our own personal histories. Yeah, we've been having meetings already about what we're doing and all of the things coming up. So yeah, there's just
it's the longest running gay club in the Southern Hemisphere, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously you've been on my podcast too. I have my own podcast called In My Own Home, which you've done a few little things with me, which has been fabulous. We're going to start season 3 once I get home from Bali in a few weeks' time, because I leave on Monday.
Fuck you. Go to Bali, you bitch.
I know. I just need some cheap cocktails and a villa and lots of
names.
Not necessarily, not in any order, just as long as I get all 3.
Barbie she is a procurer of fine sexual delights. She does love the anals, especially with your wife.
Yeah.
Alexis, because Barbie is married, everybody. She's married.
Yes, I am. Do you know why I was going to go, but I don't wear my ring when I do my makeup, so I forgot to put it back on.
So technically you're single now. Oh,
I could just get my bazookas out. I could get my melons out in the Big Apple.
Oh, fuck it. But yeah, so it's because I love, like, you're one of those queens because you come from a different world than a lot of other drag queens, and the way you run like Connections, it's like a fully fledged entertainment space. Everything is by the book. We get paid for rehearsals, we do all of that, and it's a level of professionalism that you don't often see in drag. What inspired you to bring that into the drag world?
When I was in my younger years of doing drag, you see it all the time, like the new ones come in, they get a bit of popularity, they gain a bit of gravity. It's very natural to get lost in that fantasy and start throwing your weight around And if you don't have any direction given to you, you can lose everything if you're an asshole. And essentially that's what happened to me. I became an absolute brat. I got shunned from everywhere and I had to start again. Then I had to reclimb back at the ranks. I went from doing 5 nights a week at all different venues to then having to go and do the open drag factory sort of stage nights and stuff, because they were like, no, you have to start again. But I had no one guiding me. There was never a warning. There was never a, oh, if you act like this is going to happen to you, it was just, she's done. Literally
just cut you out.
From the Friday night, by the next week, I had nothing. So it was like, also, I was a fucking shit. So if people treated me today how I was back then, I would do the same. So I always make it very clear that's what can happen and will happen if you don't treat this like a proper professional industry. So when I did that, when I did climb the ranks back again, then I was popular again. And then I had a relationship end, and then I went and danced as a boy for Princess Cruises in the States for 5 years. And it was just that structure that really, there were rules. There were certain ways you had to look. There were certain things you had to mind your P's and Q's. And I thought that's a really great, it's strict. And obviously for drag, it's not as strict. But it was just a good structure, I thought, to bring back in. And then when I got offered the role of entertainment manager at Connections, because I'd never had one before, I was like, I don't want to go in there
and just faff around. And
I was like, this is what I expect and this is what I want from all of the performers. I can remember I said, let me come in and view what's in the room on a Saturday, and then I'll make.
I think that's one of the times that I met you.
I think
when you were doing your viewings.
Yes, and I walked into the building, and the podium dancers were just standing on the podiums on their phones, or like doing step side. They weren't dancers either. And I just was there with the person at the time that was in charge of me, and I was like, all of these people have to go. They're not dancing, they're on their phones. Who tells them off for that? I was like, they all have to go. And they were like, oh no, you can't really just come back in and change everything. Oh no, but I can, because this is what you're paying me to do. And if I'm going to accept annual wage from you, I'm going to sort this place out. And there was a few back and forths. And obviously I just come from a land where you do what you're told or you fuck off. So I definitely ruffled some feathers, but then I felt like everything, and ever since then, it's now been over 15 years since I've been in the role, and our entertainment is, in my opinion,
world class. It's not, it's just epic. Oh, but carry on. I'll blow smoke up your ass later, but yes, it is.
But it's just been really, it's been a wonderful journey. Some of our, like even our production shows, we have a set builder that designs things so that the entire stage can look like you're inside a room. Like we had a big show called The Diner, which a lot of you girls came when you did I think it was the Snatch Game. Even those girls, I can remember Vivian and Bendela both being like, that was out of control. So it's nice when you have other girls from different levels of their careers just turn around and go, fuck, I don't think I've seen anything like that before. And that's always good, because for me, that's just the norm of what we do. So when someone else walks in and is, you bitches fucking go for it, all of us are like, oh, do we? Because this is just how the job is.
Yeah.
Which is nice. That's really nice. So it's nice that people can come in and have that kind of vibe check with us, when for us, sometimes even then we'll do something like that and I'll be like, cool, I hope that was good. I hope people liked it. And then when it's a stranger from out of town and they're like, is it like this all the time? And then they're even more shocked when I'm like,
this is it, baby.
This is how we do it. So that's really lovely. But the casts work really hard. I've worked really hard with the Connections team above me to make sure, like now we have contracted paid rehearsals. We have, like, it's a job. So it's like you can really make great money if you are willing to be strict, listen to me, and do what you're told. So it's like I never set anyone up to look bad. Like I want the best for everybody.
Yeah, and that's what you like, and that's what I've always taken away from you. Is even when I started, and like we'd do shows together, and my dancing wasn't like the strongest or whatever, and you always make sure you fit like people in, and you work to their strengths, because you're delivering an overall package that you want it to look fabulous. So you want everyone to shine. Where that sometimes some people are like, you get it or you don't, and then they make them look like a dickhead.
Yeah, and that's because I feel if you're trying to do a fabulous big dance number and everyone be in unison or whatever, I mean, the old school saying is your strongest is as the weakest person.
Yeah,
but if you want something to look a certain way, then sometimes the best thing to do from a production standpoint, I mean, it's not all the time, but if you have someone that you know isn't as strong choreographically, then you chuck them in the middle in the lead so everyone can dance around them and you're done.
Yeah.
Like,
And it works and it's
I think,
perfect.
yeah, and I think you just have to be smart. And it's hard. Like when you first start, I mean, we're all guilty of it. Like as soon as you start running a venue for the first time, all of a sudden, like you're leading all of the big group numbers and you're the lead for this, or you have the feature spot. But I think once you settle back down and you're like, you know what, we can all have this. And I think once the ego's removed from it and your vision is just to make the product as a whole look fabulous, I think things start to look better.
Yeah, and you're a gem at doing that, and you're amazing at taking on feedback, and you're always there ready to listen, and which is it's such these qualities that not everybody has, and I've always admired that in you. Like the way that you lead is just fab. It's just it is a really like nice space to come and be creative, and even to this day, from when I started 15 years ago to now, Connections is a place where you aspire to be at. You want to be one of those girls on that stage. You want to be up behind that red curtain. It's just
I
like
think the out of town people come. I think they also are like, oh, there's like a theater curtain. Like,
yeah. We're gonna remember when we did New Year's Eve the other just this year, and we're like, fuck, we forgot to choreograph someone in to open the bloody curtain.
Yeah. And then we're like, we're standing here and the track's playing and we're in the dark.
Oh fuck, it's so good. But do you think you've always had that natural sort of leadership? Was that something you fostered over time?
I definitely think I've always, from my own perspective, I think I've always, this kind of sounds stupid, but I think I've never really been,
cook, mama, cook.
Yeah, I've never been scared to turn around and lead strongly for myself when I wasn't working with teams. I think that definitely comes on board. I learned obviously from people that had come before me, like Arpie was a big one that I learned so much about business from, that you and Arpie.
Yeah.
And Lottie LaDouche was another old school back in the day girl. I learned lots of hosting stuff from her.
She's still alive?
Yeah, she lives around the corner.
Oh, hello, Lottie.
She's a crazy cat lady.
Oh, okay, so she doesn't have internet.
No, I don't know. Maybe on her phone. But I think I definitely picked up more about structure and the way I run things now from working in corporate America. That's for sure.
Yeah, because a cruise ship's all corporate and it's all American based, isn't it?
Like you get weighed every couple of weeks.
Weighed?
Oh yeah. I don't know. In America you still would now. I think on Australian ships now you can't.
Yeah.
But if you don't look the part, they're not going to hire you. That's just the way the dance.
And if your zipper's not going up, then they're going to be like,
I used to feel sorry for the girls. I know I know the limit of, because there was things like you couldn't lose or gain weight when I was on ships, and this is why I felt sorry for the girls, because when it's that time during your body does things, you bloat and whatnot. So for the girlies, like whenever that would happen, like half of them would get weight warnings because your limit used to be you're not allowed to lose or gain in 500 grams.
What?
Like it was that. But it's 500 grams is me doing a morning poo. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's
like, me doing, I don't know.
Yeah, the IBS.
Exactly. It really bumps you up and down the scale.
Yeah, I think now it's a bit different, but like, it was strict. And it used to be really hard. Like I used to feel, especially towards the end when I became one of the assistants, like if I had to go and give someone a weight warning, I was like.
And because it's not coming from you, it's coming from the.
Yeah, but to be honest, I'd be like, I'm giving you a weight warning, but go down and have a burger and just have a big poo and a coffee. You'll be fine.
You're one of the people.
Oh, I just feel like 500 grams is enough. That's
fucked.
A block of Cadbury chocolate for the family on a Saturday night watching the family movie.
We wouldn't be able to go to the Brazilian barbecue.
Oh, I went last night.
Did you know you didn't?
It's a lapa. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I thought of you. Every time they brought the chicken hearts, I was like, Hannah would be onto this.
Yeah. Oh, so if you're in Perth, you need to go to Lapa. It's in Mount Lawley, isn't it?
No, Subi.
Oh, Subi. Oh, isn't that the same, really?
Not really. They're about 15 minutes.
But it's so good. It's like Brazilian barbecue. And I remember Barbie took me for the first time. She's like, don't eat during the day. And I'm like gagging for food by the time I got there. And thank God I didn't eat because it's Brazilian barbecue.
So much.
Fuck me. And you're going to have a toilet close by for once you're done. Had to stop at the service station on the way home.
I think every time I take someone new, I'm literally like, from the time we all go, oh, are we done? Should we go? You've got 30 to 40 minute window opportunity to get home.
Yeah, you need to. It's essential for good living.
Oh, yeah.
The kind of girl you are. You always make sure your friends are supplied with great meat.
Absolutely, especially my wife. Got to make sure she's got those rare cold cuts.
Oh. So cute, but so gross. How long have you been married now? What are we coming up to?
So married nearly 4 years, but together nearly 10.
That's gone so quick.
Fast.
Feels like yesterday. You're a
Yeah.
romantic though, aren't you? You like to operate in the romantical spaces.
Yeah, we're both sick. Even like she went out to do it because obviously we leave on Monday to go away, but she went out to do her early voting today. And I did a postal vote. I was like, I don't want to do it, people. I'll do it postal. She went out and even while she was gone for the half an hour, like we texted each other like, I miss you. We're sick. We're gross. We're
I
so
love
gross.
that.
But
That's
yeah,
so beautiful being in love like that still after all
like,
this time.
oh yeah. I like there isn't a day. If you scroll back through our messages, like just each day, we'd probably text each other I love you at least 10 times a day.
Yeah, I do that with Jack.
Yeah, we're just gross.
Yeah, he doesn't always reply. I'm real
Because you're
needy.
dressed like a cat / koala. I
Yeah,
like
but
that hair, though. Is that a Marilyn?
No, it's from Wigged Out, and it's one
Oh,
of their wigs that they cut me, and it's my moth wig from Drag Race.
oh
But I've
yeah.
just skew-whiffed it onto its side, and then put
Mm.
a beret on the top with a couple of cat ears that I made
You're
out of
very
some
proud of
foam.
me actually at the moment.
Why? What are you doing?
Because obviously at the moment I've got like just a girly
You
hair.
beautiful blonde. But you've
I've had
been
to say
shaking up the colors.
I have, but I've also now I sent her a whole bunch of uncut wigs from my collection that I hoard. So they're getting custom done. But I've also bought 3 from her. But I've become very involved with Styled by Esther.
Oh yes, isn't she a dream?
Oh my gosh, I've
Good
got
hair.
some fucking great hair from her.
Yeah, because you are a bit of a drag hoarder though.
I
Like
I am.
you are. Like the people need to know this.
I have 4 Blanches still in the bag.
Fucking, you're a psycho. See, so for those of you who don't know, Wigs by Vanity did a style called Blanche, and like Vanity, like they're an investment, but you're always on it. You're sitting there ready to go. You
Yeah.
buy up. You're like, because you're a girl that like, if I like it, I want it in every color,
Yeah.
and then you'll get them, and they'll sit in the box, and
Yeah.
you'll never wear it.
I've still got, oh my God, but it's your fault because do you remember?
Why? How did
Because,
I do
no, because
that?
do you remember you were the first Perth bitch other than Val? You were the first like new batch
To
of queens that
get
bought
a
a vanity.
vanity.
And I can
Yeah.
remember sitting at the end of the cocktail bar at Connections on a Thursday night and we'd been drinking. It was one of those
Yeah.
nights I was like, let's just go
Yeah.
have a cocktail.
Yeah, another shot, a little shot,
And
spot
that
for
was when I
shots.
bought, I sat next to you and you were like, you should have a look on the vanity website. And remember
Oh,
that?
yes.
And that's when I bought the Strawberry Sweetheart Amelia.
Yeah, and it's so long, and you were like, you're a girl, and then you're like, it's too much. It's too
Yeah.
long.
It's so I've still got it though. And then I've also, but yeah, I've still got a Strawberry Sweetheart original version of the Torah with the Wonder Weave, and they both have the tags.
They got the black market. I told you this the last time I was there. There's a
Mhm.
black market for fucking vanities now. Like you can sell that.
Yeah. VJ said to me, if I sell it, she'll kill me. But every time I see like the Wigs by Vanity little Facebook group chat that they have, Coco Jumbo is always searching for a Strawberry Sweetheart. I need to message Coco Jumbo.
Coco, get
like,
your
hey,
offer
bitch.
in.
I'll be like, hey Coco, I got your wig, bitch.
Yeah, what are you gonna give her?
Oh my gosh. You've got a nice little collection at the back there though.
Yeah, they're the ones that are but they're all getting. I haven't had a new wig styled for ages.
Yeah.
And then I get one.
That rooted one at the back, is that a styled by Esther? The rooted
That one? Or that
the
one?
blonde next to the
That one?
Yeah, is that a styled by Esther?
That's an old rooted L.
Yeah.
That I got styled. I don't know. Charlemagne styled that for me.
Oh yeah.
Then that one's a wigged out. That's a Wigs by Vanity. That's a wigged out. My style by Esther's are over on this side. So you can't see them there.
I know,
And there's a couple
we've
here.
got to get more bloody shelf space now because obviously all the styled by Esther's, they have to go on wig blocks, but they have to go on short ones because they hit the roof where
because they're so fucking big.
It's so big.
So good.
So glamorous.
But if you see, there's a box here. There's a green lid. Can you see that? There's wig on the floor there. That is a pile of wigs that all need to be restyled that I pulled out of the box the other day. And I was like, I'm going to style them. And guess what? I didn't do it.
Are you going to send them to someone or are you going to do it?
Well, I reached out to Esther, but she didn't reply to my message. So, Esther, if you're listening, reply to my message.
But to be fair, she's been flat out over Easter.
I don't care. What am I going to do? I need hair. I'm bald.
You're like, I've been on the telly. I need to get wigs.
Oh, no, I can't use that. I could never do that. I get so, like, when I've heard someone go, you know who I am? I'm like, no, I can't do it. I could not do that, Barbie. Ever.
You're so calm. But that's what I like about you. You're exactly the same as you were when you were fucking 20.
Oh, that's the thing. What? No, but you know what the thing is? I'll tell you what the thing was. Because we had so many of those people come through our city and we hosted for them, we've worked with them, we've done spots with them and whatever. And we've experienced some fucking shit.
Yeah,
Have we not?
we have. We have.
And like,
It's a pity
never.
that this is on a public platform because otherwise we could just
Oh,
reminisce.
we'd name names.
But
We'd name names.
can't do that, but we'll do that off camera.
Yeah, we'll do that off camera. But then, but I think after doing Drag Race, it doesn't make or break you. That's what I learned. Doesn't make or break you.
Yeah.
And the thing that I love and that I appreciate now about drag more than ever is the incredible like friends and family that I have because of the time that we've been together. You and Ruby and VJ and all the girls back in Perth and Alexis, and then here with Riz, at Charisma and Carmen and Minnie. And those are the things that I appreciate the most.
Yeah.
Now, and you were a pivotal part in that. Like you gave me my big first shot at Connections with my spots on what was it, Fabulous Friday? Oh, and the Kylie show.
The Kylie show, even though
Kylie Life Follies.
Yes, I couldn't believe it because I can remember I was like, oh, I got this big Kylie show. We're going to build the show around you. And you're like, amazing. And then I can remember after the first night, I was like, did you have fun? You're like, oh, yeah, it's been good. At least now I like Kylie. And I was like, what do you mean? You're like, I didn't really know her before.
Yeah, I was one of those girls. But from that, you've taught me so many things. Like you always make sure you have a good Priscilla, like you know all your Priscilla, all your gay icons. Like you really did. You were very important in the formidable years of my drag, like making sure that I did the things that you needed to do and needed to have. Yeah. And you did teach me to dance in big platform clears. Do I do it now? No, I won't because I hate it. But
you do when you come to Perth.
I do when I come to Perth. Always put the clears in the bag, baby. Yep. What is your favorite part about doing drag after all these years?
I actually feel like, I don't know, the last 6 months, it's almost like somewhere in myself, a switch has been flicked because I've got like a new fire again.
Yeah, I've noticed. I've noticed.
Oh, thank you. Hence, trying new things with my hair, going to Styled by Esther and getting big things. I've just sold a whole bunch of costumes. I'm getting a whole bunch of new ones made. I've got 8 on the go with my Marriott lady that makes all my stuff. And I just love it. And I love, not today, but I'm wearing nails now as well. I've got like massive big, so I found this seller. I only wear bling nails.
What?
I know. I knew that would get you. Yeah, but they're like encrusted, like massive completely rhinestone nails.
How the tables have turned. For those that are just listening, I'm showing my bare fingers, and Barbie has got bare fingers, but she's wearing nails.
Yeah, so especially when I host, like if I'm holding a microphone and I have these talons, it's just something extra. The only thing I haven't tried yet, I haven't tried the combination of having fingernails on and having to put contacts in.
Oh no, but you put the contacts in before you put your nails on.
Yeah, but then because I'm still slightly new with the nail. Here's the thing, Hannah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just go with me.
Okay.
Because I have this, you know what I'm like, even with tucking, I'll sit there and I will reef that motherfucker back to make sure it doesn't. Yeah. Because I get paranoid.
Your big donkey dick.
Yeah, that's why she married me. She married me because of my dick, not because I'm pretty. But with the nails, because I'm so paranoid that I'm going to lose them, I constantly put on too much glue and then I can't get them off.
How long do you keep? Have you slept in them?
No, but to the point of I've been stood backstage. The girls forced me to go online now, which I now have in mind because I carry a nail kit with me now with all different pairs in case depending on what I want to wear. But now I have the glue dissolver because I had 3 girls standing around me with bobby pins reefing my nails off while I just stood there because I couldn't get them off.
Oh, that's the worst.
And it hurts.
Yeah. I don't glue them on anymore. I just do the nail stickers.
Oh, see, I tried to do that and then I just felt flimsy.
Yeah, like they do for longer nails as well. It is there is an element of flims.
Yeah.
But what I have learned, I can't remember who the queen was, but they said you put the tabs on and then you get the hair dryer and you just warm them up a little bit and they adhere better. And I've been doing that a little bit because I just get my little hair dryer out and I just go and then and they hold on pretty good.
Did you pick up the right thing? No, that didn't look like a hair dryer.
Okay. It's multifunctional.
I was going to say, you could just flip that back to front.
It's hair dryer surprise.
That's cute, though. I've never seen a hair dryer. That is really cute.
It's a Shark Flexi Styler. Not sponsored.
Yeah.
But you can turn it like that.
Oh, that's good. And it looks like a number 7. Like lucky.
Yeah, like a 7. And then they've got little attachments and stuff.
I bet they do.
Oh, it's really just...
yeah, that's cute.
Isn't it nice? And it comes with that little curler, so you can do, look at that, you can do a curler on it as well. Fucking get your Shark Flex styler, everyone.
Yeah, that's cute. That's very cute. I like that it's silver. It matches my coffee machine.
Oh, you got to match your coffee machine
You
to your
do. You've got to
hairdryer.
have
Why
it
would you
all.
not?
It's got to tune with the theme. But yes, I've been trying lots of new things, and I'm surrounded by a really good, really passionate group of girls right now, or performers, because I have so many different people around me. But yeah, and it's just been really nice, and it's just really ignited that again. It's not advertised yet, but like my Dolly show's also just been picked up to go in its first theatre.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm so stoked. So I've just got lots of nice projects that I'm just
you're
throwing myself
enjoying.
out there on a limb just to do them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been really nice. I'm super pumped about all of that. And but yeah, no, I think the thing I like the most is I think when you're performing, for me never feels like work. I love it. It's in my blood. I think if someone told me tomorrow that I'd never be allowed to perform again, to be honest, I don't know if I'd survive. Like it's just how I am. But yeah, just the things that keeps me going is just the people that you meet, and just if someone can come up to you and tell you how you've transformed their day because they've had a bad day, that's the ticket.
Yeah.
But the money's great, but it's not about the money. There's been plenty of times where I could have cancelled one gig because another gig came through that offered me more money, but I'm very loyal. So if I accept a gig first, even if something comes to me that's worth triple the money, I said yes to this.
You passed that lesson on to me big time. There will be times that I double book myself for something, and the lesser gig that's probably paying less is there, and I've said yes to it first, but then another gig comes in and it's better money. But I will be like, no, I've already said yes. So you just got to be, it's a good business acumen.
I think it costs you nothing to be kind, but I think it costs your soul a lot to be a cunt.
Oh, fuck yes. Put that on a t-shirt, bitch.
Yeah.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah. I've always, especially the last kind of 5 years, like I've done a lot more voluntary shows at like old folks' homes and like all that kind of stuff. So we'll go in there and it's so lovely. You would die. Like if you're ever in Perth, when I do one, you'll have to come and do Liza when I do Dolly, because honestly, every time I go to the old folks' home and I go up there, I do the show and I do whatever, and then during the meet and greet, because regardless of whatever, they're all on the wrong side of 90.
Yeah.
A lot of them have dementia.
Knocking on the door.
Yeah, a lot of them have dementia or stuff like that, but they'll literally shake my hand and have a photo and go, "It's so nice of you to fly all the way here to perform for us." And do you know what? Nothing makes you feel the fantasy than someone's grandma telling them that you look like Dolly. You know what I mean? Like,
no, not that you look like, that you are Dolly.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It is so wonderful. So I reckon if you came with me and you did live, they would think their day was made.
Oh, Liza's coming to our home. What the fuck? Liza and Dolly on tour? Wow.
Yeah, and a lot of the time, even when we do like rural prides and stuff now, like we'll always try to figure out if we can do like an old folks home while we're there, which we do. Well, so it's stunning. I just feel because I know for me, if I lost all of my family and I was fucking old and someone had to chuck me in a home and I was just forgotten, I'd appreciate the puff coming in with a wig on to do a show for me.
Yes. Yeah.
I just try to put myself in that position.
Does that, obviously the podcast about loss, does it put you, like, usually we talk about things that we have lost and we could go there at some point, but does that put you in this place where you're preemptively thinking about things that you could lose in your life and what you would mean, like what you would value? Yep.
And there's one place in particular that we've been doing for quite some time. And Delvira comes with me and she does share there a lot.
Yeah.
And it's quite, even though we only go a few times a year, you get to know these people and you remember them. There was one that we called Dancing Man because before the very first time we ever went there, he'd been like stationary. But as soon as by the end of the show, he was like moving his arms around and dancing. And they were like, we haven't even been able to get him to feed himself because he won't move his arms. So it's little things. And then there's pockets of people like, oh, I remember that one. And oh, that's the lady that wanted to marry him, but it's because they keep thinking that there's somebody else, but they have to try and keep them apart. Otherwise they end up in the same room. Because
because it's like they're still living lives. They're still people with like
feelings and needs.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll take your teeth out and gum it together.
Yeah.
But then it's quite interesting.
Oh, I've come. Where? Is it a little drop there?
Yeah, it's just the cobweb. But yeah, so like me and Delvira used to go and like when we would go there more. We're going in the later part of the year. We just haven't had time.
Yeah.
First part, just with Fringe and stuff.
Yeah.
And quite a few now from when we first started I have to be the bearer of bad news to the cast and go, oh, Dancing Man's not there anymore. And the cast get really emotional about it because we
yeah, because
feel
we
that we've
get
connected with
invested.
these people. Yeah, so it is really sad. And especially after our very first one, I got to that point where I was like, if the shoe was on the other foot and I was in a place where my family might only visit me like once every couple of weeks, because at the end of the day, life takes people on their journey, and that's fine.
Mhm.
But I was just like, there's only so many times I can play coloring in books.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
having the entertainment, I was like, I would appreciate this so much. So I need to make sure that I can try and get back there as much as I can.
Oh,
You know?
that's beautiful. Because,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing, especially in these troubling times, like, it does make you value the things that we have and when you see older people that are probably left in these places to just, it does like really make you really address the things that you think about in life and how you live your life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
it's fascinating because we've talked about lots of different types of losses on here, but that idea of that preemptive loss and the things that you could potentially lose in the future to make you value something more in
Yeah. Well,
life.
yeah, it's one of those things where it might be great and sequins and sparkles and rainbows and all that stuff, but it could take one injury or one fuckwit in a nightclub that thinks you're someone else or glasses you, or
Yeah.
just naturally growing old and not being able to control your body anymore. And like nothing in our life is guaranteed. So it's one of those things where I'm just like, I've got to enjoy it while I can. I always have to make sure I'm fit. I have to make sure that I'm eating. I have to do everything to try and prolong whatever form of loss that I eventually will go through to
Mm.
to enjoy my life. Because one day when my world stops turning and I just have to be somewhere, I'm hoping that
Mm.
someone's gonna bring the karma back to me than what I gave out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's really beautiful to think about,
Mm.
isn't it? Because that's the thing, you're doing this for people, and one day maybe Delvira's kids will be coming in to entertain you
Yeah.
to do because Cher. Oh, we could. Cher will still be alive, so yeah.
Yeah. Me and Deli will be in the old folks' home with an outline text for drawing our brows
Yeah,
on.
and I'll come in and be like, meow meow meow,
Yeah.
be a little cute little pussy woman.
You'll be my comfort cat that just sits on my lap and I just play with it.
Yeah. Is it like, because you're thinking about, because obviously now you take the time out to do these things and stuff. Is
Mm.
that ever, do you think that extends from anything that you've experienced in your life with family or whatever that you go, oh, I never want to be that, or I never want to have that happen to
Yeah, I
anyone?
mean, I don't have any grandparents left. So I don't have nans or
Where'd they
grandmothers.
go?
Oh, they just disappeared one day. But yes, I mean, I don't have any older folks left. Like I've obviously got my mum. I lost my dad very young, so
Mm.
like I don't have that kind of male connection. So I do find that when we go to old folks' homes, naturally, which sounds really stupid, but I gravitate more to the
Towards
guys.
women. Oh, to the guys.
Yeah, 100%.
Really?
Yeah, I do. And I don't know why. Like, I obviously speak to everyone and I love all of them.
Yeah.
But when the guys really want to just stand there and chat to me, I find myself quite drawn to that. And that could be from the fact that I haven't had a male prominent figure in my
Yeah,
life
like that. What
for
is
a
it?
long time.
Is that paternal? Yeah, you're paternal?
Yeah. So I
Patriarchy.
kind of,
Yeah, paternal. Yeah.
yeah. And I think it also comes down to a fact of, regardless of where their headspace is at the time, but if I'm standing there as a gay man in drag in an old folks home where all of these people were probably brought up to think that I'm the kind of person that's not good.
Abomination.
If a strong male wants to stand here and talk to me and just have a conversation, then I'm going to have a conversation with them.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just one of the things where as girls, like, oh, your dress is great. But the guys are always like, show was really good. I love that song. It makes me remember my wife when she was alive. And I'm just like, cool, let's talk about her. Tell me about her. So I make them
Yeah.
talk to me. So it's like, I love hearing, like, I would literally, if for some reason they had no sound system, I would literally get into drag and just go from room to room and sit and chat to them. If that was something I could do, I would do it because
Yeah.
they don't get to talk to people. And I think I think older people have so many stories and they can give you so much information that you can take on board for your life because they've already lived it. So
Yeah.
like I love talking to old people. That's probably why the young drag queens love talking to me so much.
True. But isn't it fascinating, like, though, like, there's all these old folks sitting there in these places that
Yeah.
have had all these lives and lived these lives, and now we're carving that out for ourselves. Like, you're like,
Yeah.
we're gonna be that too. Because I don't know, like, I've started thinking about that more. Like that idea of we are getting older. Things in your body start changing. I've started getting like little eye bags in my eyes, and I was like, where the fuck they come from? But we're carving out those stories. Wild. Like we're going to be the old people one day.
I know.
Because we always think we get young and invincible, but one day this has got to stop.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, but even like smaller proportionate things, like even things like Drag Race, like at some point.
That's going to stop.
Yeah, because at some point, Rue's going to be like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then if for some reason Michelle's, I don't want to do it. Like, it's one of those things, and I don't mean it in a bad way, but
no, not at all.
Paul doesn't want to do it anymore. The show's not going to be the same without her, because you're not proving yourself to her anymore, or however you want to say it. I've not.
And everything has that timeline. Like you look at America's Next Top Model, like they had Tyra and then she went away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's
cyclical. Like things going to come to an end.
Yeah, and it's like one of those things I say to people all the time. One day when the show stops and then drag isn't constantly commercially being released every week on TV, and like then all of a sudden all of the girls
that started for it,
but not even that too, but like the girls as in the girls and their mums Drag Race, but then decide they want to have a hen's party and have a drag queen, when that's not on their TV anymore. It goes back to strippers, and we don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like the work at some point, because of how commercial the show is, will probably slow down, and that's fine.
Yeah,
it is what it is. But especially, and then obviously some of the things that are happening in the world at the moment, if drag then becomes an underground thing again, and you live in Perth and there's one pub and one club, but there's 50 girls, what's going to happen? People are going to start fighting for work because there isn't any. So that's what I mean. Like there's no guarantee that our worlds are going to be this commercially successful forever.
Yeah. And you got to make sure we're like living it up and saving
being smart with your money and learning how.
You've always been very good with that, and you've taught me that very well. You always put stuff into savings.
You have to.
Yeah, you're a very wise woman.
Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things where I'm just like, I need to have money in the bank because I have a mortgage on my house. But what happens if one day there's a storm and the roof caves in and I need 20 grand to pay for it? You can't just do a swat on a Thursday and cover that. You've got to be able to pay for shit, otherwise you're going to have a leak stealing.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was because my wife burped.
That or she coughed.
I just think the business side of it, people need to get onto that way.
Yeah, because you're very good at both, and that's not a very common thing either. Like creatives are usually get so stuck in the creative side of things that they forget about the business side, and that's something, again, I'm very grateful that you've taught me, and my dad as well taught me, is like the performing side of things can be fabulous. How many performers have we seen? The greatest performers, absolutely sensational, but cannot for the life of them make anything happen in their life because the business side of things is not working.
Yeah, and it's like simple things, or not even simple, but if you've never been in a situation where someone's taught you that, look at Abby Lee Miller that did Dance Mums. Biggest TV show in the world, massive dance school, then went to prison because she didn't do her tax. Like, it's tax.
You got to do it, bitch. You got to pay your tax.
So it's I mean, I don't know if her situation was that black and white, but do you know what I mean? But things like that, like you need to manage your shit, because you can get into trouble. And then if the last thing you need to do is then, if you make one mistake, someone can audit you, but then they can audit you up to a 7-year period. And then if you haven't been good for 7 years, you're fucked.
Up the ass.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it should be common sense.
Yeah. Well, hey, hopefully the listeners out there take on board what Mama Q says.
But I wish, I wish when you were doing like work studies and stuff in high school,
they teach it.
They should teach you about taxes and ABNs and starting a business. I don't know. I just feel like that should be more, because sole traders and contractors and all that stuff is so common for all industries now.
And it's becoming more prevalent.
Yeah. More prevalent. Like, how are people not being taught about all of this stuff? Like, it should be.
Why the government? But if we vote in Trumpets and Patriots, we'll be fine.
Oh my God. When I saw that, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Fucking, for those of you who don't know, Trumpets and Patriots are this fucking right-wing, fucking crazy, kooky, fucking loose unit, fucking political party trying to get in.
I've been getting targeted by some groups.
Who? What have you been targeted by?
In the rural community where I go down for Albany Pride, they've got like a local woman down there that was all, keep this pedophile away from children and they shouldn't be doing this. How dare they do drag story hour? But I've never done a drag story hour in my life. So they're completely, their whole conversation is ridiculous.
It's null and void, but they just think you're a drag queen.
Yeah. They're just like, they just assume because I'm coming down there that I'm going to do a drag story hour. I'm like, I don't
know.
I've never in my entire life said that my entertainment is geared for anyone under 16.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I just know that's not my thing. I swear like a trucker. I cannot be trusted reading a book in front of a group of kids because if I
can't. But
if I'm reading a book and I make a mistake, I know, oh fuck, I fucked it up. Like, and then I'm going to get kicked out. So I just don't bother. It's not my wheelhouse. I stick to where I fucking am. My audience is gays and old folks' homes.
Yeah, and you know what? They can't have a problem with that.
Exactly.
Everybody is of age and they're consenting adults. So, lady in Adelaide, go fuck yourself. Fuck off. Fucking
so
bitch.
stupid.
We're coming to the end of our time.
Yes.
So the question that I've been asking on this podcast that I've found very interesting, and I've been loving all the different answers, because we talk about loss, and you've touched on different losses in different realms, and it's been fascinating. And the preemptive loss is one thing that we've never talked about, and I think it's quite fascinating. I don't know. That's just a brilliant conversation.
Oh.
But my question is,
yes,
from all the losses you've experienced and the things that you've lost in life over your journey so far, what are the things that you've found? What are your lessons? What have you been? Any advice for the people out there?
Do you know what I feel like for me, the really big losses, especially things that are really out of my control, the things that I like the best about them is obviously you feel like shit for a long time, but you learn really quickly from them. And I think as much as some of those losses I wish had never happened in my life, they've made me who I am. And I think every time you lose something really big, you gain a massive big chunk of yourself that you didn't know that you needed because it was tied up in the thing that you already had. Does that make sense? I know that's...
Yeah, no, it does.
Like when I lost my dad, that was awful for me. But then I now know so many other things about myself because I've had to learn male things that a dad teaches you on my own and figure things out without having someone to go to because I didn't have it. Like, do you know what I mean? I feel like you get a bit more in touch with yourself because you really have to work through the emotional capacity that it brings to you to get to the other side.
Yeah. And it's kind of fending for yourself, I suppose.
Yeah. I don't know if that kind of answers the question in any way, shape, or form, but I feel that, that gain that you get after a big loss is something that,
Would you say it's like a confidence in yourself and trust in yourself that you can make the decisions that you need to make without having to have learned it? You know that you have the ability to learn what you need to do and the knowledge you need to have.
Yeah.
But without having to always be guided through it like some people would.
Yeah, I think you definitely, because I think it also proves to yourself that you don't have to have someone show you, and you can, you can fend for yourself and you can figure it out. You just have to really work through what works, like maneuver through it and find what works for you to get through the shit.
That's fascinating. It's so true. But you know what fascinatingly about that also fascinating, I'm just going to say fascinating one more time.
Well dressed
fascinatingly, this pussy has come across the fact that the thing that you said, you've learned so much on your own and that you've had to navigate through because you didn't have someone there to teach you. But now you've become like somewhat of a maternal mother figure, whether you like it or not, in your role, and you pass that on now. So you're that for a lot of other people. I love that.
True. That's true. Yeah. I work with so many great people. And it's funny too, because it's like especially in the last probably couple of years, like you really come through and like I've become really good friends with people that I never even really knew that or thought that I would have anything in common with. And like, that's one thing that I really like about entertainment is because you just meet so many different people and I'm like, she's cool, but I feel like we wouldn't really have anything in common. And then 2 weeks later, she's sitting on my couch having coffee with me and we're organizing to go to Bali. And we're like, it's, you know what I mean?
You've always been that girl. Like, you're very inviting. You bring people into your little world, which is so nice.
Yeah, I feel like once I get to a certain level with people and I know that you're my friend, I think it's one of those, like I feel like when you're in a position where you run a venue or you're a casting agent or something like that, it is really hard to maneuver through, is this person
Or
my
friendly, or
friend?
wanting to be like,
Or are they
hey,
trying to get, are they being nice to butter me up because they need a gig? No.
I've got a Saturday night free. Hey, thank you for just being an absolute extraordinary leader, and just you've really made a difference in my life, and I know you do that for other people as well. And you're just sensational. So thank you, and I love you.
Oh, I thank you. I appreciate that. And it's always a pleasure seeing with you and working with you. And obviously we don't get to do it much because you're on the other side of the country, but I'm so proud of your representation of our city, even though I know you're technically a Sydney girl, but to me, you're still a Perth girl.
Oh, I'm
And
always Hannah from Perth.
yeah, it's like everything you're doing is just so wonderful, and you're always so gracious when you're here. And it's so wonderful. And I can remember even when you first started, you always had the goal of getting on the show, always. And I could ever since you showed me the first time, because I'd never even heard of the show until you showed me it.
Yeah, I think you showed it to me. Them.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Dean.
Yeah.
Dean Wisdale.
Yeah.
They showed me.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just so great to see you getting everything that you've desired. I'm so happy for you.
I bloody love you. I bloody love you from the bottom of my heart. And I just want everyone to go make sure, go to Perth. A lot of people come to Australia and they go, Perth's so far away, and they skip it. But don't. You need to go to Perth, and you need to go to Connections, and you need to go see Barbie. She'll give you a shot.
Absolutely.
That you pay for at the bar with your money, because, it's business. But you buy her one, which is important. But where can the people find you, Barbie? What would you like to spruik here at the end of the show?
I have Facebook is just
That's
BarbieQ.
so wonderful. Thank you so much.
You little shit.
No,
yeah,
go.
My Facebook is just BarbieQ. My Instagram is BarbieQ Diva. And I have my own podcast called In My Own Home, or BarbieQ In My Own Home.
Yeah.
That's on anywhere where you can download free shit.
Yeah. And when do your tickets go on sale for your Dolly show? Do you know when that's?
I'm still waiting for the confirmation, but that show should be August 15 because it's the day before my 27th anniversary.
Fucking sexy woman on the game. Make sure you buy your tickets and go and see Barbie. You will not be disappointed. Trust and believe. A BarbieQ show never disappoints.
Oh, thank you.
But I love you. Thank
I
you
love
for being
you.
here.
I love
my
you.
Little beautiful angel Barbie. All right, kids, we'll be back after this with Healing Hands. But for now, I love you, Barbie. I'll see you soon. Love you.
Too.
Welcome back, everybody. Oh my God, how incredible was Barbie? I told you at the start of the episode, you were going to absolutely take away so many things from this episode. And she is just such a gem of a human being. So make sure you don't skip out Perth. Go over to Perth and see Barbie and see the Connection shows, and just bathe in the joy and the gorgeousness that is Perth drag. And Barbie is just such a molder of that community. And I love you, Barbie, and thank you for being my guest. It was just a treat to have you here. She really helped build me. I'm forever grateful. So make sure you go support Barbie, please. But it is time for Healing Hands. Healing Hands is a quick little segment that I do at the end of each episode, because I did a certificate 1 in Reiki, and I believe that I can heal the world. Certificate 2 is where you can do remote healing. I don't have that yet. I've only got certificate 1. So I'm just going to really push the powers that be and try and get out there and heal the world with my lowly certificate 1. But this week I didn't ask for any questions, because here in Sydney, we've had some really shitty behavior coming from people in the community, not our community, but the community at large. And they've been going to certain venues and different venues around Sydney, and I've seen it happening all over the world, and they are being really just horrible. They're writing hate symbols, and they're like spray painting venues, and like all of this kind of stuff that is happening now to the queer community. In the UK, there has been rulings that are directly affecting trans people, and with the definition of what genders there are and all of this kind of stuff. You know what? The queer community fundamentally is going through a freaking hard time at this moment in time, and people are feeling anxious and feeling nervous. And I don't want to add to any of that, because we know that's going on. And I know I've just done a spiel about the fact that all these things are happening in the world. But what I want to do is just to revive you and your energies. If you're listening and you are a queer person in the world and you're feeling a little bit like your batteries are flat and you're feeling like the world is really just going against us at the moment. And I suppose in some ways it really is. But what we need to make sure we're doing is checking in with each other, putting aside all the bullshit, all the things that really menial, don't really mean anything. The infighting, I've said it before and I'll say it again, doesn't matter anymore. It really doesn't. We got a bigger enemy. There are people that are coming for our community and that are really just have their eyes on really just taking us down. And we don't have the time for all the fighting about this, that, and the other. You know why? Because we've wasted too much time doing that. And they've seen an opening. There was a crack in the community. And now guess what? In that crack, filed in hateful bastards, hateful bigots. So now's the time. We need to put aside our differences and we need to come together as a community. We need to make sure we're supporting each other. Doesn't mean you need to like each other, but we need to make sure we're looking after each other. We need to make sure that we're walking from clubs or venues or events, that you're walking together. Or if you're walking alone, just be very hyper vigilant, hyper aware. And if you are working in a group and you see someone walking alone, you don't even have to go up to them. Just keep a watchful eye. Make sure everyone's getting where they need to be safely. Because what has happened is all these rulings and all of these things have just given power for bigoted, hateful people to feel like they're invincible, to feel like they're able to go out there and do these things and they're untouchable. They are not. You know why? Because there are rules. There are still laws. Report crimes, report things that are going on. And I know that it's scary to go to law enforcement, and because notoriously they've been fucking awful to our community. But right now we need to make sure we're going through the proper channels. We need to document everything, make sure we're getting all the evidence that we can, document, report. We need to make sure that we're really charging our cases and we're looking after each other, okay? So I just want you to all be safe. So I'm just sending out good vibrations. Make sure you charge yourself up and make sure you're doing really fun things and living your best lives and being brave and bold and fabulous, but be safe, okay? So I'm sending you out there lots of love. I'm sending you out good vibes, everyone. I'm doing like just palms to the camera because I just want you to all feel the love, because for every hateful person, there are people out there that love us. And I love you. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. So please just be kind to one another, be kind to yourself, look after each other. And that is another episode of What's Lost Got to Do with It. Thank you for listening. Thank you for letting me be an ear mite in your ear holes for another week. I love you. Thank you. Go be fabulous, everyone. Have a great week. And we'll see you again next week with another episode of What's Lost Got to Do with It. My name's Hannah Conda, and I'll see you soon. Love you, everyone. Bye.
Resolve to earn your degree in the new year in the Bay with WGU. WGU is an online accredited university that specializes in personalized learning. With courses available 24/7 and monthly start dates, you can earn your degree on your schedule. You may even be able to graduate sooner than you think by demonstrating mastery of the material you know. Make 2025 the year you focus on your future. Learn more at wgu.edu.